I am going to talk about cross-docking. In my earlier presentation, I said that one of the activities that takes place in a warehouse is cross-docking. But what exactly is cross-docking? This is an activity where goods coming into a store are brought in by a producer, are sorted within the store, and immediately dispatched out. That means the goods coming in are inbound, the activity of sorting takes place, and immediately outbound, they head out of the store. A very, very fast activity. Why is it very common nowadays? Because of its impact on pricing and costing and customer service. Let's look at the fruits industry. Uganda, we may be getting fruits from foreign countries, maybe Kenya, maybe mangoes, there may be apples, or from South Africa. These are very time-sensitive products. So these products go into the warehouse from the farmers. Immediately from the farm, they come into the warehouse in the morning hours. The mangoes, the apples, all other kinds of fruits from different farmers. But also note that these products have different destinations. Some are going to Uganda, some Congo, some South Sudan. But even those going to Uganda, some are going to Nakawa market, others Nakasero, others are going to Mbale market, others in Mbarara. Different destinations. Now, when they come into the store, they are received at one end of the store. Sorted. The ones going to Uganda, packed differently in a different area. The mangoes, the apples, the grapes. Now, those which are going to Uganda, again, different destinations, are also packed differently. And immediately they are dispatched through another outlet. That means that at the end of the day, the inventory does not stay in the store for any storage activity. The way it comes in, it is worked on and immediately dispatched. That is the cross-docking activity. Very, very important activity. The handling is minimized at the end of the day. Now, why are organizations opting for cross-docking? Cross-docking cuts down on operational costs, as you may have observed from the explanation. No actual storage is taking place. It just increases throughput. By throughput, we mean things which go through the store. And the actual inventory levels are reduced because you have no items actually stored in the store, in the warehouse. That means the costs are going to go down. Nothing like pilferage, nothing like obsolescence. So at the end of the day, this is a very good activity. It eliminates things like storage and unnecessary handling, because the moment you have items in a store, you're going to have a lot of handling, which may lead to double handling. And it means also you don't need to have a very huge store. You remember we said warehousing is about space utilization, and space is a cost. So the less space you use in this activity, the better. And the equipment required for cross-docking is not really high value, because you're looking at maybe conveyors which help with easy movement. If you have less goods, you're going to have less product damages and no product obsolescence, because the way it comes in is the way it goes out. Remember, for example, from the example we gave of fruits, these are products with very short shelf lives. So the earlier they get out, the better. And of course, it's very important to have ICT in cross-docking. So this ICT helps you have levels of inventory, the demand by the different people. And that is why it encourages electronic communication between the upstream and the downstream players in the chain. So, simple image, we say here we have the oranges, middle we have the apples, and here we have the mangoes. Different farmers. They come into the store here. This here is going to Uganda. Uganda needs mangoes, apples, and oranges. As they come in, they are sorted and packed there, headed for Uganda. Straight away, no spending a night there. This is for South Sudan. They're interested in apples and maybe oranges only. Straight away, they are sorted, packed, and dispatched. That is the cross-docking activity we talked about. Where should we consider cross-docking? When you know the destination. For example, I've just talked about Sudan and Uganda. You know the destination. The customer must be ready to receive the inventory. In this case, the Ugandan customer in Nakasero, in Imbarara, in Mbale, in Nakawa market is ready for the goods. The inventory has to be conveyable, meaning it can easily move on a conveyor belt for easy movement in the stores. And we're looking at large quantities right now here. Large quantities of oranges, large quantities of mangoes, large quantities of apples. The inventory has arrived, it's already labeled mangoes, oranges, and apples. That is very easy. You know what you're dealing with. You don't have to look for inventory because it's already labeled. And it is very time sensitive. Like we said, some of these products have very short shelf lives. So the earlier they come in and move out and arrive at the final customer, the better. And finally, the inventory is pre-priced because the customer buying it already knows the price he's paying. So there's nothing like you're going to negotiate about prices downstream. No, everything has already been set. So that is the cross-docking activity. We shall have a view of this video that clearly illustrates the activity.
In a highly competitive market such as logistics, it's necessary to provide services which will meet your customers' needs and improve your competitive advantage. Cross-docking can do just that. Cross-docking is a logistics activity where inventory items, whether raw, partial components, or finished products from a supplier or manufacturer, are distributed directly to the user. Users can be next-level manufacturers, retailers, or the end consumer. In a typical cross-docking scenario, inventory is stored for little to no time at all before leaving for its next destination. The process of cross-docking can be quite simple and can provide logistics customers with significant cost savings. For example, 2 trucks arrive at a logistics center, one carrying clothing and another cell phones. Both of these items are needed by retailer XYZ immediately. Rather than shipping large quantities in advance to be stored until needed, the suppliers of these products ship only the quantity ordered to a single facility shortly before the required date. When these trucks arrive, the inventory is unloaded onto the receiving dock location to be sorted and staged for shipment. After the order is staged, a truck may be loaded to order specification and shipped to retailer XYZ.